100 years ago, diggers in Mongolia found a skull buried in the sand. It was huge, 83 centimeters long, a massive head from an unknown creature. For decades, scientists believed this belonged to a monster, a deadly T-Rex of the Eocene, a fearless predator that hunted and killed for survival. But new evidence revealed the truth. This creature wasn't a hunter. It was a scavenger, a bone crusher. It ate whatever it could find. Everything science thought it knew was wrong. This is the story of Andrewsarchus, the animal that fooled us for 100 years. Imagine finding just a dinosaur skull, nothing else. No bones, no legs, no spine, just the head. Could you figure out what the whole animal looked like? That's the problem paleontologists face with Andrewsarchus. In 1923, a team of diggers found this skull in the Manha Formation in Mongolia. It was perfectly preserved. Scientists gave it a special name, AMNH 2035. Today, you can see it at the American Museum of Natural History in New York City. Here's the crazy part. Everything we know comes from just that one skull. No ribs, no legs, no arms, just this one head. It's like building an entire car from just the front bumper and hood. You'll never know what's underneath. Even with just one skull, scientists can uncover secrets. The bones tell stories if you know how to read them. About 60% of the skull is the snout, stretched out and low. This made scientists say, it must be a hunter. But then something strange happened. The jaw joint is loose and flat, not tight and powerful like a real predator's. The ridge on top of the skull is small, not huge like in lions or wolves. So the skull sends mixed signals. Strong jaw muscles, sounds like a hunter, combined with a loose jaw joint, sounds like a crusher. The skull is confusing. For years, scientists thought Andrewsarchus was a Mesonychian, a meat-eating animal with hoofed feet. But new research changed that. DNA comparisons and bone analysis showed it was actually closer to hippos and whales. This changed everything. If Andrewsarchus was related to hippos, its body was probably short and stocky, not long and lean for running. Want to know what an animal ate? Don't look at jaw size, look at the teeth. Teeth are the smoking gun. What's missing? Almost every big meat eater has special teeth called carnassials, like built-in scissors for slicing meat. Cats have them. Dogs have them. Andrewsarchus? It didn't have them. Instead, it had simple teeth. Normal incisors, 1 canine, 4 premolars, and 3 molars, like a pig or bear. An animal that eats everything. The crusher teeth. But here's the key. The back teeth are thick and wrinkled, like little hammers, not sharp scissors. Under a microscope, scientists see wear marks from crushing and grinding, not from slicing soft meat. From crunching hard bones and shells every single day. The second incisors are huge compared to the others, probably used for gripping and holding, not killing. So the teeth tell a story. I crush bones. I crunch shells. I'm not a killer. I'm a scavenger. Scientists can measure how hard an animal bites just by studying its skull. For Andrewsarchus, the bite was incredibly strong, maybe stronger than a modern lion's. But strength isn't everything. A lion's bite is fast and sharp, like a knife. Andrewsarchus's bite was slow and crushing, like a hammer. Perfect for breaking bones, not good for quick kills. It's the difference between a sword and a hammer. This bite was perfect for finding dead whales on the beach, smashing turtle shells, and cracking open bones for the marrow inside. Not perfect for hunting fast, living prey. 40 million years ago, this part of Mongolia looked completely different than today. Not a desert, a huge beach. Warm, wet air, sandbars, mudflats, swamps, forests next to the ocean, an estuary where rivers met the sea. This wasn't a quiet beach. Tides came and went. Storms happened. The whole landscape constantly changed. And the food? Endless. Dead fish washed ashore. Dead whales and dolphins provided tons of meat. Turtles, clams, oysters everywhere. Small mammals in the forests. Other animals died and decayed along the tide line. For an animal with a crushing bite, this was a never-ending buffet. Watch a brown bear at the coast. It hunts salmon when they're running. It scavenges dead fish. It digs for clams. It eats berries. It's flexible. It changes based on what's available. Andrewsarchus worked the same way. Spring meant hunting young animals. Summer meant scavenging dead whales. Winter meant crunching bones. By eating anything, it could survive anywhere. The beach was dynamic, always changing. When Andrewsarchus died, its skull was thick and hard. It survived. Minerals from water turned it to stone. The rest? Ribs are thin and fragile. They scatter. They get eaten. They crumble into dust. In a wild beach, they didn't survive long enough to fossilize. It's sad, but that's how fossils work. Modern paleontologists haven't given up, though. They use computers to model fossil formation. They predict where to dig. Maybe one day someone will find another bone. Just one leg bone or rib could change everything. Andrewsarchus lived for millions of years, generation after generation. But around 34 million years ago, something happened that changed the world forever. Scientists call this the Eocene-Oligocene transition. The planet started to cool. Oceans got colder, air got drier, storms changed. This happened over thousands of years, but for animals trying to survive, it felt like the world was ending. The habitat disappears. That beautiful food-filled beach started to transform. Forests died back. Grass took over. Warm, wet areas dried up. The food supply that seemed endless began to shrink. Dead whales came less often. Shellfish disappeared. Turtles moved away. Small mammals became scarce. Worse yet, new hunters were evolving. Dogs were becoming smarter and faster. Cats were becoming more powerful. These were specialists, built only for hunting. They didn't waste energy on scavenging. And they were good, better than Andrewsarchus. Andrewsarchus now faced 3 problems. 1. The habitat was disappearing. 2. Food was becoming scarce. 3. New, better hunters arrived and ate the remaining food. Andrewsarchus was huge. Big bodies need lots of food. When food gets scarce, big animals struggle first. These new dogs and cats were smaller and more efficient. They could survive on less. Andrewsarchus had nowhere to go. No food to eat. It was trapped. Within a few million years, it was gone forever. The Eocene era was closing. A new world was beginning. Science changes when new evidence appears. Scientists don't always know everything at first. They learn and update their ideas. When scientists first found the skull in 1923, they thought, big skull, strong jaws, must be a hunter. They imagined it as a wolf-like creature, long legs, only hunting, deadly and fierce. For almost 100 years, that was the story. Movies showed it that way. Books drew it that way. Then scientists created new tools. They looked at teeth under microscopes. They used computers to study skull shapes. They compared Andrewsarchus to other animals more carefully. They learned about beaches and fossils. The story changed. The teeth said crusher, not cutter. The jaw said flexible eater, not specialist killer. The environment said scavenger, not hunter. It was like solving a mystery. The clues pointed to a completely different answer than what everyone believed.